Hello, hello, welcome back. This is Aluminum Tarot. Welcome again for all you returning visitors. It's a pleasure to have you back here. Thanks for all the support, and for new people, welcome aboard. Now, we're going to be reading for the Black Mirror spread. This is the last sign for this period. It's for the sign of Pisces. We're going to be reading Sun, Moon, and Ascendant for this sign. Additionally, for the Black Mirror spread, I call it such because it looks into the energies of your last significantly toxic, potentially narcissistic, or other kind of detrimental relationship, which was, of course, a reflection of yourself, to kind of get you to activate some of those parts of your psyche and of your spirit, which allow you to become a better, stronger, and healthier person. So if you're new to the channel again, it's Aluminum Tarot. If you like what you see here, please give a like, share, and subscribe. Ding the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from the channel. And also, if you would like a personal reading, please feel free to reach out to me so I can do a specific reading based on your energies, which tends to be a lot more accurate than the general readings that I put out here. Also, please be aware of scammers who are basically siphoning off hard-earned money for a lot of tarot card readers around on the tarot community, on the internet and elsewhere. Please make sure that you block them, report them, shun them. Make sure that they do not get an wide and edgewise when it comes to the livelihoods of the people who are working in the tarot community, who are doing great things and who have led others like myself to get involved into this art and to make it, do our best to make a difference in the world through the tarot practices that we do. That said, I'm going to go ahead and get into the reading and the spread. Reading again for the sign of Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. For the Black Mirror spread, I will walk you through the different positionings of this spread since it's rather large, so that you can understand what's taking place. Let's begin. Pisces, Black Mirror spread, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is the Black Mirror spread for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? What is the Black Mirror spread for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? What is the Black Mirror spread for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising? Right. So, here's the spread. So this is the lesson from the spread. How did the relationship begin? A lot of wand energy here. How did the relationship progress? How did the relationship end? Oh, wow. Okay. So, what was the initial attraction to the other person? What attracted you to this person? What were the intentions of the other person? All right. What was the codependency on your side? codependency on your person's side. What was the coping mechanism you used as the relationship deteriorated? What was the abuse tactic, the negative tactic that the other person used? What am I thinking about? What was, let's see. Yes, that's right. How did you pull away from the relationship? How did the person try to reel you back in or to keep you in the relationship itself? How did you protect yourself from this action? And finally, how did the person discard you? There you go. And what was the way that this cycle closed out? How did you close the cycle? Okay. Now, let's get into this. Bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Cups. This indicates rejection, pure and simple. This is a person who's already had their fun, their party. Three of Cups, there's another cup being offered to them. They're deciding to put it out, either A, because they're bored and restless. I mean, they're bored, or essentially they may be hungover. They had too much of a good time. But yeah, that normally comes after the Three of Cups, the celebration. The Fourth Cup, the person is the guy sleeping on the couch the morning after because he has had a little bit too much fun to drink. Anyways, that being said, we're going to look into this. We start with the lesson of this particular spread. And this is a lesson of decision making. Now, whether or not you struggle with making decisions or you struggle with choosing the right partners, this is something that's being highlighted through this particular relationship. And the person that you encountered triggered certain things within you to get you to make better, healthier decisions. This is important because, if you continue doing things in a too much of a free spirit mentality, or too much in a careless or lackadaisical, mentality towards things, you're going to struggle. I mean, essentially, it's not going to work out too well for you. And this kind of indicated here by this Knight of Wands. You have a lot of wand energy on your side, for Pisces especially. You have the Two of Wands, you have the Knight of Wands, you have the King of Wands reversed. So the way this relationship started off very fiery, passionate. It was a very short-lived relationship, it seems. And for you, you are the person either rushed in, then rushed out a bit too quickly. You then began to, it was basically a sex-based relationship or a passionate relationship, one that didn't really have the test of time, backing it. And I think that it was apparent in the beginning of the relationship. As it progressed, one or both of you decided that you wanted a bit more clarity on the relationship itself, the connection that you had to this person. So you demanded answers. And when you did not get those answers, you got one of the other person cut out the other person. And so potentially the relationship also became a bit more standoffish when they realized that it was kind of just a playboy, playgirl kind of situationship. And this evidence, then led to the King of Wands reverse. So it was basically one person didn't feel confident enough in the relationship to sustain it. And I think that furthermore, with the King's Wands reverse, this indicates definitely a player. It started with player energy with the Knight of Wands, ends with player energy with the King of Wands reverse. And so much between all of these wands, no pun intended, sounds a bit gross, is the Queen of Swords. She is surrounded by wands at this moment, and she's just kind of like, it's time to cut this shit out. It's a bit too much wand for me. And so you have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's the Four of Wands, and that's what we get here. We see that this person here, Pisces, what attracted you to the person that you're dealing with is this person may not have been from your area, from your neck of the woods. You were not looking for a commitment at the time, so you thought, hey, this would be a good kind of opportunity to jump in on this and get a little something. This kind of attracted you to it for the simple reason also that you didn't think that this would lead to something long term. So you essentially just trusted that it would be kind of a fling energy because of the nature of all the fire energy within this. This is a passionate relationship. It's not really something that stands the test of time because there are no cards here upright that indicate water other than the moon, which, of course, there's no telling what's going to happen with the relationship. And then you have 2 other water cards that are in the reverse. So, this was a sex-based relationship, pure and simple, and one that signaled non-commitment. And it could have been mutually felt by the other person because the other person, their intentions when they came into the relationship was to kind of play the field. The Queen of Wands reverse is a woman who's don't want to use the H word, but a free-spirited woman or feminine energy that gets what she wants by using her attractiveness to kind of play the field and then leave when the time is right. So in this relationship itself, that was the mutual energy between the two of you. It was kind of like, we're going to start off as a no strings attached kind of liaison between the two of us and then move on our merry ways after we get what we want, after we're satisfied. Now, here's the codependency issue that's surrounding the both of you. On your side, Pisces, you got the 5 of Cups reversed. Now, the way I interpret this as a codependency issue, this indicates an energy that continuously pops up into your own energy, into your interactions with other people. With the 5 of Cups with the 5 of Cups, you have the 3 of Cups, which indicates to me the party's over. And now that the party's over, you're a bit sad, depressed, but there are 2 extra cups sat behind you and then a pathway to a new life. So I don't interpret the 5 of Cups as being bad, per se. But the problem is that when it's in the reverse, yes, the person could be getting over one of 2 things, could be getting over a previous disappointment, but as a codependency issue, what it indicates is a person who's still pining on something that they lost in the past. And in turn, they're unable to see the 2 cups behind them, which would allow them to move on with their life. They're still harping on. They're looking towards the future. For example, when you hold it in the upright, it's looking towards the past, and that's the reason why they're sad about the party being over. But then the 5 of Cups reverse, the person's looking to the right in the kind of swords, and they're looking towards the future with disappointment as well. And so this indicates a person who has a negative, pessimistic outlook on their love life. And this in turn affects their interactions with other people. It can create a non-committal, surface-level person who is unwilling to commit to any one person, to any one partner, for the simple reason that they don't want to get hurt again. They have this guard up that they keep around themselves all the time. And they're unable to make a relationship progress beyond the the best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup. Now get the hell out of my house, kind of energy. I don't know. Moving on with that, what we've got here is the on your person's side, their codependency is the Five of Swords reverse. Now, as a codependency issue, now let's look at this as the normal card reading. This is in the upright. This is a person who plays games, who's willing to win at all costs to defeat the opposition, and he's got this nice, happy smirk on his face, while the two people feel defeated in the background. Now, this could be you feeling defeated, or you could be the person who feels victorious because you used every trick in the book to get what you wanted. However, in the reverse, we find that this is a person who is not able to do that anymore. They want to lay down the trauma, they want to lay down the weapons, and drop the games. So they could have potentially been a game player, and now I'm getting, in this particular situation, that the joke's on them. And they're now, the tables have been turned on them, and now they are facing the consequences of their game playing. Conversely, it could just be a person who just desires peace and doesn't really want to rock the boat any and make waves in their life or in their relationships with other people. So perhaps as a codependency issue, this person has difficulty standing up for what they believe in, and they should fight for things that they need to fight for, but are refusing to do so in order to keep the peace. So moving on, we see that the coping tactic that that you had, this is the King of Cups reverse. Now, in the upright, the king is a very sensitive, loving, nurturing person. He sits on his throne amid all the waves and chaos surrounding him. However, in the reverse, what we have is a person who is manipulative, drowned out by his own emotional energy. So either they are completely switched off when it comes to their emotions, and they don't offer anything to anyone, or they are emotionally manipulative and abusive by the way of, refusing to let that water energy flow properly within their lives. So for you, the King of Cups, this is your coping tactic. You would basically shut down emotionally. You wouldn't want to give them any more energy. When you felt that it was getting a bit too emotional, or that something could develop, or maybe they did something you didn't like, then you've essentially got the King of Cups reverse. That is the energy that you shifted towards in this particular situation, because you didn't want to entertain the idea of anything emotionally sound and stable. So it's an emotionally immature energy because it doesn't deal with the energy head on. Instead, what it does is it kind of focuses on, well, let's not go that direction. Let's stick with the passion and let's leave it there. Conversely, on the other hand, what we have here is the person's tactic against your pivot, your emotional pivot, was the Eight of Wands reverse. And so they're thinking like, okay, well, you're going to shut down emotionally. Well, I'm going to shut down intellectually, because this is what I was offering initially: the passion, the fire, the sexy time, and the communication, and the air energy. Now I'm shutting that down, and you're not getting the things that you're trying to get out of me. So they would essentially shut down the communication with you. This would in turn trigger this feeling in here that you've got here, the Nine of Wands. That's pretty much clear cut and dry. The Nine of Wands is essentially feeling guarded, being on the defense, being triggered by the actions of another person. So you move from the Eight of Wands on their side to the Nine of Wands on your side. Looking into the mathematics of it, you had the 4 here. You have the 4 of Wands here. So on your side, 4 plus 9, that's 13. 13 is 1 plus 3 is 4. So you go back to this desire to avoid commitment, because the Four of Wands is typically a card of commitment or a marriage. And perhaps you had just gotten out of a marriage and you don't want to get back into anything similar to that, that you have experienced in the past. Perhaps you're unable to see any kind of new relationships or any new kind of partnerships with people because you look at marriage as a kind of a negative thing, either because you were divorced or because you've seen people grow up in your life where this marriage was not necessarily stable or sound. And, the Four of Wands also indicates a kind of instability as well. So if you're attracted to people who are basically unstable in the past and that is what you like, this person challenged you by being stable. Or maybe you thought they were going to be kind of like a flingy kind of energy and they ended up not doing it. They kind of beat you at your own game, I'm seeing here, because of the way that you're reacting on this side. Or conversely, take the energies as they resonate. They could be reversed, that you triggered something in the other person and they became defensive. Now, moving in, we see that on their side, as far as passion goes, Queen of Wands, Eight of Wands, that's the Nine of Wands. That's the Nine of Wands that triggered you. So they projected that energy onto you. So they said, okay, well, you're gonna faff about in the relationship. Well, fine. Here's some Nine of Wands for you. And that's exactly how you felt. That Nine of Wands plus 4 of Wands, 1 plus 3 is 4. That goes back to the 4 of Wands here, the instability that was created during the course of this relationship, the lack of commitment, the desire to extricate yourself from the relationship if it became too serious. And this is two people who just love to play games. More so, this person reacted to the relationship with you by trying to give you a taste of your own medicine, it seems. Because then, after you reacted defensively and then you didn't want to open up and you felt hurt, or you projected blame onto the other person, essentially what they gave you is a bit of, a dose of Wheel of Fortune reversed. Now, the Wheel of Fortune, it talks about things moving in a specific manner, whether that's favorable or unfavorable. And for you, by them switching off that wheel, the relationship just became stagnant. They shut down their communication. They stopped doing things for you that you used to enjoy, or that, you would have enjoyed had the relationship continued on a superficial level. So maybe they stopped giving you sex. Maybe they stopped giving you communication. Maybe they just didn't show you any attention. And that really kind of triggered you, pressed a few of your buttons, and you realize that you would then move into the energy that we're going to see here, which is the Five of Pentacles reverse. Now, this is how you protected yourself from this energy. As the relationship began to break down, I'm going to clarify what this Five of Pentacles relates to. Please tell me more about Five of Pentacles. Yeah, it's weird. Okay. Give me one more on that one. Clarify the Five of Pentacles with another card. Spirit. Good grief. The tarot does not lie. Someone here was being manipulative. They got caught doing that. And now they're really feeling it because they feel rejected. So this rejection, I shuffled the cards as best as I could. And we have multiple cards here dealing with, we had a tower moment. No. A person wants to come out of the cold. Normally this is a church here. These are two lepers outside the church, and all they need to do is go inside the church to go in. They have bells around their neck, so they're calling attention to their weaknesses, to their infirmaries or their sickness. Now, in the reverse, however, we have two people who either A, refuse to come out with the cold, refuse to go in and seek the sanctuary that they need, or they want to come out of the cold and they're doing their best to do that. They also don't want to walk away from the relationship. And this is now triggering a tower moment in their emotions and their feelings. So this is you, Pisces. If you felt towards the end of this relationship, as things begin to go south, and that in this toxicity, both of you are playing mind games with each other, you realize that it put you in a Five of Pentacles state. And essentially, you didn't like the way that felt. So you tried not to walk away from the relationship, but when that door was closed, that's when the tower moment hit you. You're just like, fuck, this person is really gone now. What am I going to do? And so that left you in a state of analysis paralysis. That's what I'm feeling here. Because we do have the moon as the way you closed out the cycle. We'll explain a bit more on that in a few seconds. This person, the way they discarded you, they said, this isn't worth my time. I'm dropping this. I do not want to have any feelings for this person. I don't want a connection with them. I'm cutting them out. So there are 3 cards here about the dropping of any kind of emotions towards someone. 8 of Wands reverse. They basically stopped communicating with you. They stopped putting any kind of effort or actions into it, and then they cut themselves off, emotionally. That really stung, and I think that really hurt you. Because, I have shuffled these cards. I've done several readings today. I've done a couple of readings throughout the course of a few days. And the way these cards came out was a clear, very, very clear indication that this is someone who was deeply wounded by the way they were treated in this particular relationship. Were you responsible for this treatment? Maybe you didn't deserve everything that you received from this person, but you did contribute a significant portion of the energy to this unfolding the way it did. And I think that both people need to take accountability so that way they can learn the lesson from this relationship, because in the end you have the moon. It's how you're closing out the cycle. This person is gone. You're left with yourself again. And now you're going to have to walk this difficult path alone. You're going to have to use the guiding light of the moon. There are all sorts of things out there that can get you when you're walking in the darkness of your life. And on here you have a domesticated dog and a lone wolf. This represents the two dichotomous, energies within the universe. One being the tamed, focused and rational side, and then you have the other one that's the feral, wild, and uncompromising side. So what this represents to me is that, to close out the cycle, you're just going to have to feel your feelings, understand where it's taking you, and understand where it's going to lead you. You're going to have to also face your fears. You're going to have to look at this doubt and uncertainty right square in the eyes and ask yourself, what role did I play in this? Furthermore, what role did the other person play in this? And how did the interactions between the two of us actually lead to to any kind of substantial relationship? I think it's time now that you kind of face the facts. I'm going to pull one card quickly to kind of clarify the moon. Yeah. So, in all of this, you see that you're now asking yourself, what did I actually contribute? What did I give to this relationship that led me to this feeling? Why do I feel so hurt and rejected by a relationship when I knew that I wasn't really looking for anything serious anyway? I jumped into this, and something about this person triggered me deeply to reconsider my own actions in this. I think that's part of the big lesson that comes back full circle around here, is the decisions and the choices that we make. You can either have the world in your hands and make a decision that allows you to reign over this world, your world, or you can turn your back on it for a lesser path. And I think it's time for you to take the high road, because you have here, and if you have the Two of Wands here, you have the choice of having everything or of having nothing. And I think it's time for you to start making these decisions that are going to resonate with your true soul's desire, and not pick any shallow, superficial kind of relationships to make you feel good, to validate you, and other types of, small time emotions that aren't going to lead you to your long-term happiness. So give that a thought. Let me know what resonates with you in the comments below. Let me know if this was your energies or the energies of the other person you were dealing with, because they can resonate either way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This has been Aluminum Tarot. Thanks for joining. If you like this reading, please give a like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, ding the notification bell. And it's been a pleasure reading for you today. If you like a personal reading, please look in the description box below for more information as to how to reach out to me and get one that resonates with your energy. Thanks so much again for joining. I deeply, deeply appreciate it. And thanks so much for the time that you've spent with this reading. Until next time, bye now.